Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to World of Football News. Manchester City have been charged with financial doping, which is something that I didn't even expect. Wow. We've been wondering for ages what's been happening. We're wondering further what's been happening with the news, and of course it's finally out now that Manchester City have been charged with financial doping. Apologise for that. So wow. Didn't expect to wake up to see this morning. The Manchester City have been charged with 100 rule breaks for financial doping. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous, people. Absolutely ridiculous. Manchester City are in real trouble. If they are found guilty, my God. So Manchester City have been charged. Let me get the charges on screen. Here we go, there are the charges. Just get this on screen for you. Here we go. So here is here is the charges that Manchester City have been charged with. So let's go from the top here. Let's have a look at them in detail. So in respect of each season 09 to 10 to 2017 to 18 inclusive, the Premier League rules applicable in those seasons have required permission by Premier clubs to the Premier League in the utmost good faith of accurate financial information that gives a true and fair view of the club's financial position, in particular with respect to its revenue, including sponsorship revenue, its related parties and its operating costs, namely. So A, for season 2009 to 2010, Premier League rules B13, C71, C72, C75, amended to C79 from the 10th of September 2009 for the remainder of the season, and C80. B, for season 2010-11, Premier League rules B8, B13, C78, C79, C86 and C87. C, for season 2011 and 12, Premier League rules B13, E3, 4, E11 and E12. D, for season 2012 to 13, Premier League rules 16, E3, E4, E11 and E12. For season 13-14, Premier League rules 15, E3, E4, E11, E12 and E49. For season 2014-15, Premier League rules 16, E3, E4, E11, 12 and E50. For season 2015-16, Premier League rules 16, E3, E4, E11, E12 and E50. For season 2016-17, Premier League rules 16, E3, E4, E11, E12 and E51. And for I, for season 2017-18, Premier League rules B16, 3, E4, E11, 12 and E51. In respect of each of season 2009 to 2012 inclusive, the Premier League rules applicable in those seasons requiring a member club to include 40 years of manager remuneration in its relevant contracts of its manager, namely for season 2009 to 2011 inclusive, Premier League rules Q7 and Q8, and for 2012-13 Premier League rules P7 and P8. And for each seasons 2010 to 2015 inclusive, the Premier League rules applicable in this season requiring a member club to include full details of a player remuneration in its relevant contract of its players, namely for season 2010-11 and 11-12, and Premier League rules K12 and K20. For season 2012-13, it's Premier League rules T12 and T20. 13-14, 14-15, T12, T19, and for 15-16, T13 and T20. So Manchester City are getting charged with a heck load of things, and if they get found guilty, if Manchester City are found guilty, Manchester City should be charged with the highest degree. 100% should be charged with the highest degree. My God, this is ridiculous. What is going on? What is going on? Alright people, that's it for my my little broadcast section so far. We will be live for about an hour or so. We'll still be live for an hour or so, just with the live trackers and everything. And if there's any breaking more news, I will hop back on. we will see you later for more here on World of Football. For the World of Football news, we'll be back a bit later. Ryan, if you're in the chat, bro, call me, bro. Call me. Call into the show, Ryan. Call in, bro. Call in. Sebastian is calling. Call Ryan, call Sebastian. Call me on WhatsApp. Alright people, so 21 people of you watching in the chat. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to World of Football. We'll be doing lots of news coverage in terms of Premier League and all sorts of league here on World of Football. We're doing loads of different news related content, watch alongs, previews, match reactions, all that kind of stuff from all the big leagues. We will be doing a dual watch along tomorrow, not tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll be doing Manchester United versus Leeds and PSG also. So you can join us for that. We'll be live. I'm not sure what time, but I'll double check for you. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, Manchester City have been charged with financial doping. This is big. This is big, and I think the Premier League clubs have got to do as much as possible. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat and ask you guys to let me know. Make sure leave a like and subscribe. I've put a poll in the chat, people. Will City be found guilty? Will Manchester City be found guilty? Let me know. Will Manchester City be found guilty of their charges? We will see what you guys think. So far it's 50-50. 2 people have voted 50-50. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any questions. We'd like to go over some things. But again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. 28 people of you watching, you think they will be found guilty? You think they'll be found guilty? I don't. It's very hard to see because, of course, the coverage took 4 years. 4 years. It took 4 years for the entire coverage. Not coverage, but the investigation. The investigation took 4 years. 4 years. The investigation took 4 years to get to this part now. So they've now been charged with 100 breaks of financial in the Premier League. But if you're also looking at the other side as well, yes, they have been charged for that, but a lot of them have been with Manchester City not cooperating. Manchester City have not been cooperating with the investigation, which in my opinion is not good. You know, Manchester City have not been cooperating whatsoever, and they have to cooperate. Do you think? I think if Manchester City go down, then Chelsea and PSG also have to be investigated. Yes. But again, as I've said, with PSG, with Chelsea have been getting around financial fair play because they've been using the contract way. And if you don't know what the contract way is, basically they're giving contracts to their new players for 7 to 8 year contracts, which means the price of the player is being stretched out over 7 or 8 years. You know, even though they bought Enzo Fernandez for £105 million, they only paid 40 million this year. They only paid 40 million. So I think with Chelsea, they're more clever with what they're doing, because they're not just paying all this money all up front for all these players straight away. It says 105 million. Yes, they spent 105 million on Enzo Fernandez, but they haven't spent 105 million in January. They spent 40 million, and then it's all being spread out over other years. Make sure to leave a like, people. Trying to get to 20 likes. Of course, this is the biggest show we've ever done on World of Football. Of course, this is a brand new channel, and I'm trying to grow this channel to do much more football-related content. If you guys could share, that'd be really appreciated. And if anyone would like to call in or talk about the situation, please let me know. Happy to let some people come on. Why don't you hop on, Sebastian? Sebastian, why don't you hop on? I'll get you on Discord. Would you like to call in? Would you like to call in, Sebastian? Well, it depends, Sebastian, on what the Premier League are going to do about it. I'm not sure what the Premier League will do about it. They've been charged, but they have to be found guilty. If they're found guilty, then I think the harshest punishment. I don't want to see a fine. I don't want to see a 2-point deduction. I don't want to see a 5-point deduction. If they get found guilty for all these charges, they need to be relegated and they need to be banned from transfers. I'm going to call you on Discord now. People, we're going to have Sebastian Talks Football on the line, talking to us about the situation. Just get everything ready so you can come on and have his say. There is Sebastian, and he's ready to unmute his microphone. Wait, have you got a new microphone? The sound stopped. Bad sound stopped. Yay! It stopped making that weird sound.
Naples have been doing, and it feels like if this actually happens to City, it will be sad because then we'll literally one less team in there.
Well, let's think about it, Sebastian. If they're found guilty, let's say, because the thing is, a lot of people are claiming as if if they get charged, because they got charged today, they're gonna get punished now. That's not what it is. I was watching TalkSport, and the guy who released all of this, the main person who released all this news about this, he's a head reporter for the Times, right? He said that it's not going to take us 4 years like the investigation took. It's not going to take that long. But what I do think will happen is it could, by the end of the season, they could come. If they've charged them with it, they now have to find them guilty. But we know City have like the best lawyers around. If they're found guilty, Sebastian, if they're found guilty, what do you think Manchester City's punishment should be?
I think it should be strip off their titles, which probably will happen if they get punishment, and then Liverpool gets three titles.
Oh my god! Yeah, but then I would feel bad about that because it would be like it'd be an asterisk for us because it'd be like one league because City punished. But to be fair, you know, you've never seen a team get second place on 97 points. That's never happened till Man City were around.
And if they get punishment that they get relegated, I don't know what will happen with the players. They might want to leave, they might want to stay to get the team.
Well, if you think about it, because this is not a joke, so he said that in other leagues, if you were found guilty of this, you get relegated. It happened to Juventus. Of course, Juventus got punished recently, but it wasn't as severe as what City are doing now. City could get the most of the League 1, League 2, Championship. I honestly think if they're found guilty, Sebastian, they have to be punished to the highest degree, and they have to rebuild the team without their financial power. Because if they're found guilty and the owners are part of this sponsorship stuff like that, they might have to be forced out of the Man City ownership.
Yeah, and how it would look like if City.
Think of it. Bernardo Silva wants to leave. Haaland is not going to want to stay in the Premiership. So I honestly think if City get punished, let's say this season, and it's announced they're going to get big point deduction, or maybe get relegated or whatever, Haaland will leave, in my opinion, and I think Haaland will then go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, definitely. I can only see him at Real Madrid.
Then Kevin De Bruyne, I think will probably decide to go. I don't know where he will go. So the thing is, their players leave. I don't know where their players go. Where will they go? Where will Kevin De Bruyne go?
Ederson, I think.
What team would fit Ederson?
I think it is enough because they.
But Mignon, they've got Mignon though.
Yeah, but we don't know how long Mignon is out.
Yeah, but I think by the time it's ruled guilty or not guilty, he'll be back. So
let's think of it. What team need our goalkeeper the most?
Yeah, but you could go Tottenham, but the thing with Tottenham is, does Ederson fit their style though? Because Ederson's not as good as a shot stopper. but he's good with his feet.
Yeah. Or else he can go to Atletico Madrid.
He played for Oblak still, so.
Yeah. Because I think Oblak is leaving if they miss Champions League.
I'm trying to think what league. Oh,
Serie A maybe?
Serie A, yeah. I think
Napoli maybe? Was Napoli?
Napoli. I think probably Napoli. Let's go for the whole defence now.
Ruben Diaz?
Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker with his age already. He's already planning to move on. I think he'll go Galatasaray or that kind of league,
Yeah.
something like that. Ruben Diaz.
Ooh, this is a thing. Ruben Diaz.
Because Ruben Diaz is a class defender, so if all the big players are going to leave, I think some will stay because they're not all going to leave, right? Ruben Diaz.
This stuff, you know what? I could see him go to Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, AC Milan, maybe a team in the league. Maybe he might change to another team in the Premier League. Go.
Liverpool, if you want to give him a call.
Oh, I would love Ruben Diaz at Liverpool, man. He's a baller. John Stones and Ake Akanji, those three. I think one of them will stay. I think Stones stays. I think Stones and Ake stays.
Yeah, I think Akanji is leaving. But problem with Akanji, where is he going? Maybe
He's good. He's a good defender. I think Akanji goes to. I don't think he goes back. He was a Dortmund before, not PSG.
Not PSG. Definitely not PSG because they have signed Skriniar. And Dortmund, I have zero clue.
Yeah, but I don't know why he would want to go back to Dortmund.
They have what defenders do they have? Sule, Schlotterbeck. Okay, Schlotterbeck is a starter, but it's tough.
I think Rico Lewis is the academy player. He stays. Rico Lewis stays. Midfield, Rodri.
Ooh, this stuff. You know, I could see Rodri leaving.
I can see Rodri leaving, and I think Rodri is one of the best CDMs in the world. So I think he would be the perfect replacement for Casemiro at Real Madrid. He'd slot right in that midfield.
To be fair, I could see him at either Barca or Real. So
But
that's the problem.
Rodri could be the replacement for Busquets as well.
The problem is, where would he want to go though? To either of those teams, Real Madrid or Barca?
Well, because remember, he's a former Atletico player. Who Atletico rivals with?
Yeah.
Barca.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. So
Real Madrid.
so probably none of them.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is still one of the best midfielders in the world, but he's getting really old now. So I think he's not. I think maybe Barcelona or one of those teams,
Barca doesn't need KDB.
or a team like that. Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva is going to Spain anyway in the summer.
Sure.
I think he might go Real Madrid or Barcelona.
I have more Barca rumors.
Yeah. The front three: Haaland, Real Madrid. No surprise there. Riyad Mahrez.
They have also Foden and those players.
Mahrez.
They got spotted by Kulusevski. I enjoyed
Could Mahrez go back to Leicester?
Ooh, maybe. And then revive his career.
I'm gonna go Leicester because I think he'll want to go. You know, I want to put the Leicester fans back on my side. I think Foden is a boyhood City fan, and I think no matter where they are, he will stay at City. So I think Foden stays no matter what. Grealish. He's not going to go back to Villa though, because the Villa fans don't like him anymore.
That's true.
Where would Grealish fit?
I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm going to go Grealish stays.
Yeah, Grealish stays. Then obviously next we have Alvarez would stay.
Alvarez, very, very good player.
I think he would stay.
I think you. I think he would stay, but also it's very hard to see what. Haaland, but then Haaland could go to Bayern, but I don't think.
Well, if Haaland goes to Bayern, it's gonna be crazy. They will have
Oh my God.
Mane, Goretzka, Kimmich, Upamecano, Neuer, Sommer.
So this is from Mike Minay. It says face possible charges ranging from reprimand, limited fines, suspension from the Premier League, and a points deduction. So someone put Haaland Madrid, Alvarez Barcelona, Mahrez PSG. Would Mahrez PSG work? Grealish Villa not happening. Calvin Phillips not going to go back to Leeds. Rodri Barcelona, Bernardo Barcelona, Laporte Barcelona, Diaz Juventus. I don't think. Ake Chelsea, Stones Arsenal, Kevin De Bruyne Real Madrid, Walker Spurs / Leeds. Because Walker came from Spurs originally, didn't he?
Yeah. To be fair, they had Pedro Porro, so I don't think.
No, they weren't. No. Edison La Liga, Ortega La Liga, and Rico Lewis Brighton.
To be fair, I could see that happening. Rico Lewis had that. Brighton have a really bright future.
Ha ha ha! Very good joke. So what did Juventus get? What did Juventus get punished for? No, but what were they guilty of?
Was something like, I think one of them was definitely the transfer of Pjanic Arthur.
The thing is, how stupid it is, right? Every fan in the world knew there was something wrong with that transfer.
Yeah.
Who the hell swaps Pjanic, who's old as hell, for Arthur?
True.
Like, it makes no sense. It was clearly some sort of like cheating by Juventus and Barca. By Juventus.
There were definitely something in that transfer. I knew it as soon as it happens, because
you know, there's this guy I follow on Twitter. He's actually, a City fan, and he's actually like he's proper going on Twitter. He's actually saying he wants the City owners to, if they're found guilty, he wants the City owners to sell, because he says he doesn't want, owners who are cheating. And I'll be the same, because this is why I wouldn't feel right with us getting those league titles, because we didn't win it on our own accord. But then again, if it wasn't for City, we would have won the Premier League twice in a row. No, 18, 19, 19, 20, then last season. But then Man United would have also won the league, because under Jose Mourinho.
Oh.
So we'd be level on Premier Leagues, us and Manchester United.
Well, Juventus have denied stories and rumors reporting intention of terminating Paul Pogba's contract.
Sevilla are in deep trouble. Like, I didn't actually say
Bro,
Sevilla are in the relegation zone, aren't they?
Well, Gallant has a right to sign Zaniolo. That would be crazy, because they have because they signed in summer, like Mertens and those kind of players. That's where I have a good team, to be honest. And they played yesterday, I believe, versus Trabzonspor.
I think for me, it all See, look, this is for me. I don't feel right with City getting their Premier Leagues removed, and I'd explain why. Because even though they cheated, if they found guilty, even though they cheated to win the Premier Leagues, the players and the manager still won them the league. We didn't win those leagues because of our own fault as well. So it wouldn't feel right for me. I think what should be done, if they're found of all guilty, relegate them. Points deduction and give them a huge transfer ban. That's what I would do. I don't think stripping titles is fair.
Yeah.
Because think of it, is it the Man City players' fault that they cheated? No, they had nothing to do with it. Pep Guardiola and the players had nothing to do with the cheating if they're found guilty.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Chelsea need to be investigated as well because, you know, but as I said, you know, they only spent 40 million, bro.
Yeah.
On Enzo. 40 million.
And obviously PSG as well should be investigated.
But to be fair, PSG have been very good at their spending recently.
True, they signed like 15 mil for...
Can we also talk about how good Barcelona are, by the way? They are ridiculous, Barcelona.
And Real trying to play the referees by adding like 9 or 10 extra minutes.
Who?
Minutes.
What, Real Madrid?
Real Madrid. People are saying like, oh yeah, Real Madrid pays referees to get like 9 or 10 minutes at a time.
Do you know what's ridiculous, right? What's actually really ridiculous, bro?
Yeah.
Is... So I'm going to look at the Premier League statement. This is a statement from the Premier League, right? In accordance with Premier League rules W82-1, the Premier League confirms that it has today referred a number of alleged breaches of the Premier League rules by Manchester City to a commission under Premier League rule W34. Jesus God, it's so many breaches. Commissions are independent of the Premier League and member clubs. The members of the commission will be appointed by the independent chair of the Premier League panel in accordance with Premier League rules W90, W20 and W26. The proceedings before the commission will, in accordance with Premier League rule W82, be confidential and heard in private. Under Premier League rule W82-2, the commission's final award will be published on the Premier League's website. The confirmation made in accordance with Premier League will be making no further comment in respect of the matter until further notice. So basically what they're saying is that the investigation is now finished in terms of they've charged them, I think, pretty much. And now the Premier League will now decide what to do. But of course it's not that easy, Sebastian, because just like what happened with UEFA, you could see, let's say, in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, Manchester Premier League announced Manchester City have been found guilty of, let's say, 80 of the 100, and Manchester City will be relegated to League One or the Championship or transfer ban or whatever it is. Manchester City will then go, we want to appeal this. So it will go on for a bit longer. I think whatever happens will be finalised before the start of next season.
Yeah. It will be interesting also.
Be very interesting.
It will be interesting to see how Liverpool will react about this if it happens.
Okay, we're going to do one more poll, people. So let's have a look at the poll. 29 of you voted. 86% found City to be guilty. They will be found guilty. Last one we'll go before we finish the stream. If anything is, we'll do it.
So, Joseph, how do you think Liverpool will react? Like, how would we react in that transfer window of upcoming summer, and how do you see his reaction to this?
We need to sign players. We need Bellingham.
The players who are starting now in our team, how do you think they will react to this? Do you think they will be motivated even more?
No, because we're still shit. So okay, this is the last poll we'll do before we enter this stream. If anything breaks further today, we'll go live. Here's the last poll. Should City be stripped of their titles?
Now that I really think about it, I think we should keep on the titles but get relegated.
No, just keep their titles, but it just has a massive asterisk on them. Asterisk, won by cheating. If found guilty. If found guilty. I'm saying if found guilty because they've been charged, but they've not been found guilty. So yeah, I don't think they should be treated as titles. I think if they're found guilty, this is what I would do. This is what I would do if I could decide, and if I was the Premier League. They would get. So they've been cheating for how long?
4 years or so.
Not over a 9-year period. I would go at 3 to 4 years. 4 years transfer ban.
Yeah.
So they can't sign anyone for 3 to 4 years. Yeah, 3 to 4 years. I will go 3 to 4 year transfer ban. I'll go 3 to 4 year transfer ban. And I would go 15 to 20 point deduction.
Yeah.
But let's think of it now. Let's say it does come in before the Premier League is, and they get a transfer ban and they get a points deduction. Let's have a look at the Premier League table right now. They get 15 point deduction now. They'll be on 30 points. So that's, oh my god, if they get point deduction, they'd still be ahead of us.
Oh.
But they'd be 9th.
Bro, that's embarrassing. If Spurs have point deduction and they're still ahead of us.
That's how shit we are. If they get 20 point deduction, they'd be like 12.
Yeah. Is it possible that they can
Honestly, if they get points, if they get transfer ban and players want to leave, get me Kevin De Bruyne. Now.
Oh, yeah.
Get me Kevin De Bruyne of Thiago. We're cooking, bro. We are cooking.
Oh.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Give us Haaland.
No, he's gonna Madrid. He's gonna Madrid.
Or PSG. Team up with Mbappe.
Here we go. So this is from Henry Winter. This will take ages. Lawyers, appeals, cases. But if proven, potential punishment under rules include a reprimand, which means getting a telling off, unlimited fines, suspension, deducted points, recommend the league expels a respondent from membership, and pays compensation to other clubs.
Yeah.
But nothing will happen. I just said nothing will happen because I think if they're found guilty, I'm saying if they're found guilty, they will just get their lawyers and pay their way out of it.
Yeah.
City will just pay their way out of it.
That's true.
But you know, I think if they're found guilty, the Premier League have got to stop being cowards and just go League One.
Yeah. Only
No.
2.
And I want to see how many City fans are still around. They're watching Manchester City versus Wrexham.
Yeah.
But seriously, people, this has been the Manchester City charged with financial doping news here on World of Football. We'll be live again. If there's any more breaking news. Thank you, Sebastian, for hopping on.
Cheers.
I will be live on Wednesday for Premier League watch along. We'll be doing a dual watch along, Manchester United, Leeds, and PSG games. So if you want to join me, Sebastian, you're more than welcome to.
When is that? On Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah.
You down?
Yeah. Yeah, Marseille PSG, come on.
Okay, so guys, we'll be me and Sebastian will be doing a dual watch along. We'll be doing Manchester United, Leeds, and PSG Marseille on Wednesday night. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time here on World of Football for more football news, watch-alongs, previews of all the top 5 leagues and news shows. We'll see you next time for more here on World